Aloha family. So I'm making this video today to just transmit some of the intense and absolutely extraordinarily beautiful energies that are coming through right now. And I feel like there's so much energy in my body that I need to share it, to allow this energy out, to let it discharge into the earth, into the interpathways of the ley lines of Mama Earth so that they can be available for the collective. Because we are living in such extraordinarily beautiful times. And the polarity of that is that many are living in some of the most dense and the deepest suffering and the deepest sorrow. And so we're seeing like really the opposite ends of the spectrum here. And for me, the sense is that we are anchoring in fifth dimensional existence and frequencies so that they can be grounded to the planet for everybody to begin to receive if they make that choice. There's always choice. And I know that the walking through the releasing of all of the constructs of the third dimensional reality that have instilled in us such thick walls of armor around our own divinity. And it's extraordinarily difficult and painful as we begin to really peel off those layers. And this is what's happening for so much of the collective now. They're invited to truly peel off the immense density that they have carried. And so there will be pain coming up from that process. Physical pain, mental pain, emotional pain, spiritual pain, because it is a dissolution of their entire worldview, a dissolution and a shadowing of every single thing that you've ever been taught, to recognize and to realize it's been a gigantic lie. And from the higher dimensional perspective, it's been perfect. It's been perfect because we had to find our way through, to lead ourselves through the mystery of our own darkness, through burying ourselves into the depth of a form that was very much like a prison for our soul. To bury our soul so deeply into the realm of form, into the density of this planet and all of the programs that were playing out. It's like moving from the infinite beingness of creator consciousness into something that's really smaller than a grain of sand, and contracting all of our light into a container. So yes, it's been painful. Yes, it's been excruciating. Yes, it's been a deep forgetting. And even through all of that, we are finding our way back. We are leading ourselves back into the truth of who and what we are as divine source consciousness. Oh, what a magnificent hero's journey that we've been on. It is profound, the achievements that we have made. Just take that in for a moment. Just breathe that in. That you are so filled with the divine spark at the center of your being, that you found your way through the depth and the darkness back to the radiance and the light and the illumination of your own truth. Bravo. Celebrate that. Celebrate that homecoming. We get to celebrate that together. And we get to anchor the living consciousness of the fifth dimension and higher vibrational frequencies onto planet Earth. And there's so many ands here because there's so much happening at once. And this planet is no longer a host for the lower frequencies. So you accept them, you take them in, you let them flood through you, or your existence on this planet will be incredibly difficult. It's time to receive the new. It's time to let go of the old. It's not existing anymore. It seems like it is if you're paying attention to what's playing out there. But what you're actually witnessing is the dissolution of it coming all up to the surface, because it's all being purged, because it's leaving, because it's being purified, actually. So, can you imagine a more magnificent story playing out? It's grand. It's grand and it's majestic. And what's opening up? What's beginning to open up? Wow. Wow. What's beginning to open up is your inner knowing, the essence of the living library inside of you. There are different beings encoded with different DNA that's activating. So our experience of this activation will be unique through each one of us. So what I am sharing, what my perception and my frequency is putting into the collective what I would call that essence of the diamond crystal clarity consciousness of the star mothers. And what birthed through my dear sister is the star mothers are the bridge that is bringing heaven to earth. And I deeply resonate with that because that is how I'm seeing it in my perception. And so I'm showing you from my lens and allowing the activation, the essence behind this language that you're hearing to carry the codes of being able to receive through my lens of experience, if you so wish to join with me in consciousness to receive the way that I'm experiencing it. And this is what we can do for each other. We can catalyze each other with our experience of what this ascension process is. And then through our multidimensional consciousness, we can receive the journey of each being and the path that they're taking. And so we're just expanding what this story of awakening and ascension in a body actually looks like, feels like, tastes like, the experience of it. So my experience in the last few days has been one of complete dissolving of the edges of this carbon-based form and the igniting of the light codes within that are dissolving the container and allowing my body to turn into light, so that there's a lightness that can then expand, and the information or the consciousness of light can then commune with every other consciousness on planet Earth. And the galaxy, but let's just stay on planet Earth for now. So, what I'm able to perceive through that light ship consciousness is my union with all of the natural world. So, as an example, I move into the waters of the earth and am able to receive from them their records, their knowledge, their consciousness, that all of the waters are coming into the oneness and clearing out any pollution, any toxicity. It is when our consciousness comes together with purity, with a pure heart, a knowing heart, that we begin to clear out all of the toxins, all of the things that have been polluted by a lower state of consciousness. So the waters teach the essence of me how to clear my inner waters, which cleans the outer waters. Essentially, that this vessel that is turning to light is a microcosm of everything on planet Earth. So whatever I do inside this body of light directly affects the body of Pachamama, of Gaia. Whatever Gaia is ascending to right now, whatever her body is doing is directly affecting ours, because there is only one. There is no separation. So what we're actually receiving is sacred union, is sacred communion, communication. We are communing from soul to soul, consciousness to consciousness, that there is this identification as different aspects of consciousness, and simultaneously the uniting of those consciousnesses in a sacred loving union that is nothing short of making ecstatic love. Ecstatic love. It's so beautiful. It's so it's the orgasmic nature of all of creation. And just let these words penetrate. Don't try and attain them with the mind. Let them penetrate. Simultaneously, every being that exists is available for you to know, sis, the inner knowing of the consciousness of the all. So I move into this piece of land that is calling me. I feel the essence of the spirit of the land, of the spirits that have lived on the land. I feel the spirit of all of the plants and all of the fruits and all of the gardens and the mountains on this land. I feel the inner sanctum of the dragon's lair of the mountains that also surround this land. I feel the oceans of the waters that come upon this land. I feel the cocoon of a new home, a new temple being built. I feel all of the beings being magnetized to these temples to create these cities of new light, of new gnosis, of new knowing. And all of the beings that are supporting it, all of the beings that we have perceived living in a past, Yeshua, Buddha, Mother Mary, Mary Magdalene, Isis, Hathor, Thoth, all of them. But I know them because they are living consciousness inside of me. And it's allowing me to feel what it is to feel the gnosis of the masters, to feel the kinship, the familial relationship that exists inside of me, and to seed all of this knowing of this oneness in this sacred place, because we are literally planting the seeds of this gnosis, of this remembering, of this birthing of creator consciousness. It's so vast. It's so so vast. And it can only be seated in unconditional love. It is the heart that is fully surrendered, fully open, that can embrace and encompass vast amounts of energy. To be able to translate this in words is to almost contain it. And so, like, I'm inviting you to, like, hear the energy, to receive the energy, to taste the energy beyond the words, because it's so expansive. Everything, as light workers, as star seeds, as path clearers, that you have seen as the bigger vision of what we are seeding is here. It is available. All of the veils have parted. We are receiving the Ark of the Covenant. We are the Holy Grail that is filling the cup of the consciousness of God and pouring it into the earth. It's here. We have arrived. This is the miracle. It is miraculous. It is an energy that can't be contained, that is so vastly loving, that it dissolves separation, it dissolves hatred, it dissolves suffering. It doesn't exist in this frequency. There is endless, endless, infinite dimensions to create in. There's infinite dimensions of orgasmic, loving bliss to begin to create as your art on your canvas. To see your gifts, to actually receive your gifts. It's not about what you attain out there. It's about the frequency that you get to seed. It's about your relationship to your art. It's about that every color of the paintbrush on your canvas is not bland. It is vibrant and alive with color. You can't even conceive of what it is to know the preciousness of your gift. You might be a storyteller. To tell the stories. Wow. To disseminate the stories of earth and creation. What a blessing to be a storyteller. You might be a fire tender. You may keep the sacred fires burning. You may tend the fire. You may tame the fire. You may have a relationship that is so intimate with fire that you set ablaze anything that is false, that you ignite truth, that you burn away all that is not needed to be seen any longer, that you burn away all suffering, that you warm the hearthlight of those whose hearts are cold and hard. Do you see? Do you see the sacredness of every single gift that's bigger and vaster than what your mind could ever imagine? You might be tending to the garden. You might be a gardener. You might be talking to every flower and every plant, having a communication with that which is supporting new life, which is downloading the frequencies of nature, that is growing our food, that is filled with light, that is then feeding the light of our new DNA, creating new strands, creating new dimensional pathways through the food that is filled with light that we're eating, and you're the gardener. Wow. 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 The gifts that you hold are not what you have thought them to be. They're so unbelievably sacred. The ones that tend to the children, to raise a child, to mother a child, to caretake a child. Could there be anything grander than stewarding a new spirit, than holding its essence as pure, than not letting anything defile it, but allowing it to raise and grow with the essence of God still intact? Mother, Mother, that is a sacred and precious and honored thing to have as a gift. Father, your gift as a father, to be a sacred container for everything to grow. It's an energy, it's not an identity. It's an energy. Sacred Father, let us contain and hold this earth as precious. Let us protect it. Let us steward it. Let us inseminate it with new life forms. Let us plant our seed in it, Father, divine masculine. It's not what you thought it was. We are opening up. We are opening up and unlocking such vast knowing. Everything is available. You don't need to look at a screen. Do not distract yourself with telephones and social medias. Unless you're using it as medicine to disseminate information, do not waste your precious time. Pay attention. It is your greatest currency. You are receiving your divine inheritance. And oh, baby, is it divine? Is it divine? It's beyond a treasure. You are so rich. You are so rich. And you are going to be reciprocated with every energy that you put out. You are going to have sacred reciprocity. It is all coming back to you. It is all coming back to you. You do not have to want or struggle or force for anything. None of it is how you were taught. It is all your divine birthright. It is all your divine birthright. And the pathways are opening up for the divine inheritance to be received, for divine communion, divine gnosis. The meek are inheriting the earth. The innocent, the ones who recognize the sanctity of this moment, are inheriting the earth. It is already happening. So receive, receive, receive. And let the impulse allow you to give from an overflowing cup of consciousness. There is so much energy flowing through my vessel right now. And I wanted to just share the absolute pristine, pure codes just dropping in. We are emerging into our God Creator consciousness seeds. We are creating this whole beautiful unfolding, and simultaneously, we know who we are. And we're unwavering, unshakable, unstoppable. The remembering is the most glorious, ineffable, loving, beautiful, orgasmic celebratory path. And it's here. It's here for each and every one of you. With infinite love, I embrace you as my cosmic star family. It's here. The temples are here. The foundation is built. We are so completely supported. Everything that you need is inside you. That's your wealth. Your wealth is inside of you. So tap into that. Love that. Embrace that. I love you so much. Wow. Soul family, if you've listened to this message, you're it. You're it. Just receive it. Just ignite it. Just let it flood out of you. Let it flood into you. We have arrived. We have arrived. Welcome home.